in order to tell a story that you've lived, that you've seen, you have to have lived it first. You have to have seen it first. It's like, I just ate, by the way, so it's like, to tell someone, to describe a scene that you've seen, you have to first see it and live through it. Perhaps I kind of connected it to this, like, I would be okay sleeping at night, watching Netflix at night, as long as I did what I needed to do during the day, whatever that was. I was productive during the day. I pushed I pushed the needle during the day. And so I'm in the season where I'm chilling, and I was like, I would be okay with this season if, you know, all the stories I wanted to tell. I ate a cheese Philly, well, it didn't have cheese in it, steak sandwich, I guess, but I'd be okay with this season of relaxing if the last season I was in was productive. I was grieving, I'm still grieving. I felt trapped. Felt like I was put into this dark place around people I don't like, around just brokenness. It's not that I didn't like him, but his brokenness and having to be around that made it very hard to like this person. You know, I want to reiterate this. My strength alone isn't going to get there. So even if I did all of them videos, probably felt accomplished, probably would have felt accomplished, but probably would have been stressed because I would have played every part, every role. I would have been editing 3-4 different films at the same time. Imagine that, editing films in this environment where I can't consistently charge my laptop without extra steps in between. That probably would have been worse. To have to carry that. To have to take care of your little plant in the desert. Where the source, you have a source of water, you do. But to get there, it's just the extra step. Like, the environment doesn't aid to where you're going. It feels like you're either walking uphill or swimming against the current. You're feeling air resistance, all type of things. Like, it's possible, but not without gray hairs in your 20s, you know, and genuinely I don't want gray hairs. I've seen one before, like one white hair. Oh, right here. And I probably saw it on my hairline a long time ago. But yeah, right here for sure. Has like this one. I want to know what that's about, but perhaps the story I'm meant to tell isn't even all the stories I've conjured up, and they're beautiful, by the way. They're beautiful. But God's writing a different story, and you know what, bro? He's building character. He's shaping my character. It's amazing to see that, because before you do the thing, the person that's doing the thing has to be right. Like, you have to be set. Like, before you commit to this disciplined, let me start this 100-day challenge, streaming challenge. You have to be a disciplined person to even go through with something like that. Now, can a challenge like that help you with your discipline? Of course, because every time you quote unquote fail, you can learn about yourself. Okay, I assigned way too much, or okay, I started way too late, or okay, maybe I'm making this more complicated than it needs to be, or okay, maybe if I focus on one aspect of this film, like I would love to create I've been making a song every day, like, and that wasn't forced, that was just, this is the story I want, like, I don't know, like, I just feel it, and then I always have something to talk about every day. That's crazy, bro. And I've been drawing very consistently, reading a little bit. That's crazy. And it's the urge. And like even Luke, I was kind of saddened just a little bit because I kind of went over the same things I read before. It has to be a B. It has to be a B. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh yes, leave it alone. Oh my gosh, I thought I left it over there? Question mark. I stopped hearing it. Ready. Broken home. Oh, okay. No, that's not it. Oh, okay. That was a leaf. Okay, yeah, we're going. We're going. But, what is that? Yo. Okay. Either way, I guess when you zoom out to see what I've been doing every day, it's actually really peaceful in that sense. And as I'm reading this book and it's pretty much naming all the things I'm going through, but it's not in a way that's like self-helpy because she's talking a lot about herself. So it's like detached enough for me to enjoy it as the story it is. Feel me? And also, obviously, take pieces from it. That's good. Thank you, Lord. Put water on my head, hydrated my hair. Good. Hydrate every day. Grief doesn't just happen when someone dies. We grieve when life doesn't look like the way we thought it would. Yeah, there's part of me that's like, you could have done it. You know, and I never ask. I guess that's kind of related to my childhood as well. It's like, well, Dad, I couldn't do it because blah, blah, blah. No, you could have done it. You could have done it. No, why didn't you do this? No, that's not an excuse. No. Like, dang. It's truly not an excuse. It's like, can you do a lot of things? Yes. Should you do? There's certain things you just shouldn't do when the time's not right. Now, I don't want to say I could easily say this if it was connected to someone else. Like if a friend were to ask me like, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know, even Zycuria, I guess almost a year ago, where she went back home, it was like, bruh, I'm gonna be in this isolation period again. And I was like, you know what? The bright side of things, you can go closer to God, closer to yourself, closer to your artistry. At least for me, my isolation periods are a time for me to get really personal with myself. And oh my gosh, I told her each time I came back from an isolation period, I came back with something. And it wasn't even a comeback, as if I abandoned myself. I left myself and I'm now returning. No. It's a comeback to the world. It's like, okay, coming back to social circles. Usually when I'm away, quote unquote, I've now reconnected to myself. I want to balance it. You know, I don't want it to just be periods of, okay, I'm giving the world everything I got, and then I'm abandoning the world. And all my beautiful friends that do fuel me up, you know, because I'm just tired of giving. It's not necessarily my role to do that. And we're learning, we're growing. I feel good. I feel fired up. Especially like watering my hair. That could have led to headache. overheat, But anyway, yeah, I'd be okay with this period. Like, I'm really realizing, zooming out, what I've been doing these days, and it feels so good to say that, yeah, I've been reading, yeah, I've been in my Bible, and okay, in Luke, I'm rereading some things, and I'm seeing different things. I'm paying attention to, like, I'm emphasizing the way Zachariah is saying something, and then Mary saying another thing, and the context is the same, yet the meaning is so different. And I'm emphasizing certain words, like Zachariah is saying, how can I be sure? How can, while Mary is saying, how can this happen? Like, how can this be true? As in, okay, obviously not exactly what they said, but Zachariah focusing on his identity. How the heck can I pull through with this? I'm an old man. And very well, like, relating to him in the sense that, how can I do this, bruh? I'm not that person yet who can do this. What do you mean, God? And it's so interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna relax on myself. I sat there and decoded Luke 1, like the first however many verses, and I saw something different each time, and I emphasized something different each time, and it's beautiful. And I'm watching Beef as well, and then same thing, actually. I'm like seeing different things, picking up on different tones, like wow. And I'm like feeling different things, like I don't like that. Before, this one guy, this Edwin guy from the church in Beef, he seemed just plain, like too nice to be true, like just plain Jane. And then now it's like, he's being disrespectful. He thinks he's cute with it. Oh no. And like, in the end, I'm just looking at this Edwin guy, and I'm like, I know what happens in the end, bro. This guy takes his girl. Like, why did that have to happen? Why did that have to happen to him? And now, rewatching it, I'm like, oh my gosh, wait. So we're gonna see how that foils out. But I had to stop watching Beef because these shows, like tuning in on Twitch, easily become what we do in our day, instead of being the thing that, instead of being the period in time where we find rest, instead it just becomes our full day. It's becoming my full day, and I'm good off that. It's pretty boring. I'd rather live my life and not watch someone live theirs. So I had to record, and I had to sit down and think, and sit down. And I was like thinking, But I'm fine with my everydays looking like this. Especially when there is great to come, whatever. I don't want to say whatever, because it's going to be amazing, but I just know when the greatness does unfold like a freaking flower, I'm going to look back to this moment and be like, oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. I remember in summer where I just sat there and like, I was eating my Panera and I was eating this fruit cup, mad good. It was so refreshing. It was far more refreshing than my water. And I remember pouring that water on my head and feeling the relief and blah, 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 blah. I'm living in a beautiful moment. I am. And I can finally say that without, because before, I would calm myself down by saying, hey, there's so much good to come, bro. Just now, I was like, you know what, I should just enjoy this moment because greatness is coming. But now it's to a point where the greatness I know is coming isn't saving this moment right now. This moment doesn't need saving because nothing is going wrong. It's beautiful, if that makes sense. It's like you're having a time with a girl and it's, I don't know, you guys are incompatible or anything, so you're trying to save the moment with something like, you know what, let's do something cool, let's you know, and it's awkward and it's forced and it's, well, at least we got to get some chocolate cake. At least just trying so hard to grapple onto something to save that moment from being utter, just complete sadness, complete trash. And I will say it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like I'm grappling, trying to tell myself something, convince myself, hey, you know what, bro, be okay with this moment because better is coming, you know. And I did do that earlier today or yesterday, whatever it is. Hope, there's a hope factor for sure, 1,000,000%. And the more I speak of it, though, the more it helps anyway. The more I'm reminded, like, hey, walk by faith, not by sight. Hey, sure, you're not seeing these things now, all the movie ideas you had, like, not too long ago. Hey, they will come, and it's time. Like, I'd hear Playboy Max say, oh, it's in a matter of time, and I'm like, there's something I don't know that he knows, bro. Because what do you mean in a matter of time? And then these things do happen in a matter of time. Yeah, I'm watching this guy open his Twitter community, and they're not talking about anything crazy. So I'm just sitting here like, what's his strategy? It can't just time? Just wait for it. What are you talking about? Like, how are you guys reaching these levels? I can see how Jason the Ween is going crazy, but I guess PBM isn't waiting either. I guess there's definitely strategy behind his success for sure. But yeah, I just didn't understand it back then. Now I do. He's at a different level. He's playing a different game, bigger names, you know. But back then it's like, okay, he doesn't seem to have connections to big people. So how is he? What do you mean you're going to be the biggest in the world? I believe it. But you're like, oh, we're going to get to this milestone. I just know it by March, by June. Saying it so casually is like, you know something we don't? Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I didn't know how. I still kind of don't know how. I guess he was planning things, but it didn't seem like it at the time, like, which is why I was so confused. Like, what do you mean you're gonna hit these big milestones without, like, strategically working for it? It just felt like he was roaming and just so happened to land on these things. And like, I'm watching him put his foot down and be creative and all that, but I'm also confused, like, how did you know this would land you here? How, like, not even that, but how do you know this will land you here? Because I don't think anyone ever knows for sure. But how? I'd say the things he's done landed him farther than what he expected in just a year's time, for sure. But how would you know? Like, just a gut feeling, huh? It's crazy. But anyway, I'm okay with this season. Partly because there is better to come, but then also it is just relaxing. Good. But yeah.